6, 7 games into the season, you're batting under 200, and obviously much different since then. Did anything change, or just a slow start, or what about that?
Honestly, I'm just taking every day as it is, one day at a time. I'm a senior this year, so I kind of have like a so what mentality. Swing the bat, get a hit, swing the bat, hit the ball hard, they catch it. It is what it is at the end of the day. You kind of just got to take it day by day and just have a positive mentality regarding the outcome.
Playing LSU, any more added feel that like we heard us talking to the coach, they were kind of the team that beat coming into the season. Now they're not. I'm trying to think if you went to LSU or not, probably your freshman year or whatever. What about playing over there at LSU and LSU, just playing LSU?
I'm assuming it'll be a little different. That was around COVID, so crowd sizes were a little different than they were now, obviously. So I'm excited to see a new atmosphere. I never experienced the true LSU feel. I've heard it's a crazy atmosphere, and I personally like playing in that environment. So I think our team will thrive off of it.
Coach talked about just how confident y'all, like your confidence in each other is. Especially on Sunday, we saw it, how contagious hitting can be once one person gets going in the lineup. How do you feel that difference from maybe last year to this year has been with just everybody having the ability to turn it on and kind of follow each other in that way?
I think it has to do a lot with trust. Last year, maybe someone stepped in the box, you were like, oh, dang, like maybe I was that person at some point of the year. But this year, everybody steps into the box. The whole team knows that they have you on their back. Like, we're supporting everyone, even our pinch hitters. I mean, shout out Kylie Griffin, hit the farthest home run I've seen in a while. And she's not an everyday starter. That just shows how much depth we have in our team and how much training we actually do, how much trust we have in each other and our teammates. When we were down 5, not for a moment was I worried. I was like, man, we got it. I'm not tripping. Our whole team was good. So it's a lot to do with trust and just having your teammates back and understanding that everybody on the team deserves to be in the box.
Kind of to that end, how does it help when you're in the box, kind of knowing maybe instead of like, man, I really got to come through, like knowing your lineup is so good top to bottom that like, if I don't get a result here, it's not the end of the world, and then you're maybe playing, like Coach was saying, you're not pressing as much, and that actually leads to better results for you.
Yeah, so when we're in the box this year, it's less about me, because that's more of like a selfish thought that we have. Obviously, you have those thoughts, but it's less and less every time we see a new pitcher, a new game, because we do trust our teammates. We know that if we don't produce, somebody behind us is going to. Everybody's got our backs, and it's a nice feel to be able to step in the box a little more carefree than in past years, just knowing that if I don't get the job done, the person behind me will, the person in front of me will. Like, we're not stressing about what's going to happen because we know at the end of the day it's going to happen.
And just some love for your pitching staff, their performance this weekend, and how it feels to play defense behind them when you know that, they trust you, you trust them. There's more of that.
Yeah, the same. I tweeted something the other day. I said Aggies own the circle. So it's really fun playing behind a staff that not only trusts your defense, but they trust each other. They're not selfish pitchers. They throw what's needed to be thrown. They know their strengths. They know the batter's weaknesses, and they try to compete with that and throw to that. And it's really nice seeing everything mesh together. As a senior, it's like almost love at first sight. I'm just loving it. Everybody's having a great time, and everybody below me can attest to that as well.
You have 8 home runs. Home run numbers really count up for everybody. Why are you ladies hitting more home runs this year? Any explanation to that?
I honestly don't know. The ball's just jumping off our bats, but it's fun to do. You kind of just gotta trust your plan. We have a more solid plan this year. This year's our second year with Harger. We trust him. We know more for what he's looking for. He knows what to expect out of us, and it's just a comfort factor. Last year being our first year with him, it was a little bit of what do you need? What does he see in me? All that. And going and having conversations with him personally really helps create that relationship and just creates another bond that you have. When you step in the box, he knows what you're going to do, and you're not afraid to swing hard because if I don't get it done, like I said earlier, somebody behind you will, which just makes it so much easier to see the ball and be more confident in what you're swinging at.
Koko, it seems like your overall game at every phase has improved from last year, particularly your defense. I mean, you only have, I think, 3 errors right now. So what has changed about your defense?
Just trusting myself, really. They make practice really hard every day, so like everything I need to work on, we work on in practice. So they make it hard. So I feel like that's helped me be more confident in myself. I have more tools in my box, so it makes me more comfortable.
In what phase of your game do you want to improve the most? Because like I said, you've got power now. You've always had the speed. You're hitting for average defense. So what are you going to fine tune the next couple weeks, so to speak?
The biggest thing right now is all up here. I'm just trying to fix all up here when something doesn't go my way. Trusting, like she said, trusting my teammates, trusting that someone's going to come through for me. Even if somebody right behind me doesn't, we know the bottom's going to pick us up at the top. It's just knowing our teammates are going to pick us up.
How good of a feeling is it headed on the road to Baton Rouge, just coming off of a series sweep, and then it just feels like the biggest difference between last year and this year is winning the games that you're supposed to. So from a confidence standpoint, where's the team at, just headed back on the road, but knowing you're able to get it done and get the important wins that you need to?
Like I said before, practices are really hard, so it makes us really confident in the game because it's like, what can you throw at me? I've seen the worst. So within practice, and also just within each other, we believe in each other. I feel like we believe in each other a lot more this year. We believe in our pitchers. Our pitchers trust our catchers, and when everyone's trusting each other, I just feel like the wheels start turning. So I feel like that's where we're at in the season. The wheels are turning, and like I said in my interview the other day, don't count us out.
And then base running, we talked about it over the weekend, but your approach on the bases, and it feels like that's also become contagious, and you see other people, taking an extra 60 feet where they can. So just walk me through what that's been like, just your aggressive but smart approach.
Yes, but the smart part, I had to work on that a little bit because last year I was just running like a maniac. But I feel like when your coaches trust you, you can trust yourself. So everything's instinctual. When you're going off just instinctual. I feel like when I see something and I know I can take it, I'm gonna take it. If I don't get it, next one. So I feel like even in practice, it's a competition. Like our base runners that are running for us, we're not being nice to each other. They're leaving early, is making us rush. So I feel like it's all in practice. When practice is hard, it makes the games easy.
Do you go back and look at when you're on the bases and maybe times you didn't go for it and break it down maybe this was do you go through your film for your base?
Yes, I actually do. The video from Sunday, I was like, wow, I probably shouldn't have done that one. I was on third base, no outs, nah. But like I said, when you're trusting your instinct, there's really nothing you can ask more of me. Just trust your instincts. And also when I look back, sometimes I'm like, oh, I could have went there. But if you hesitate, I've learned if you hesitate, stay. It's the best decision you can make. So just growing up, basically.
With that decision on Sunday, was it no hesitation because you saw her at center and just hold on to it?
Yes, because I get that. I do that a lot actually because the center fielder I feel like in my head I can beat that. If you're gonna lob it in there, okay, I'm gonna make you pay. So I feel like catching defenses off guard is the biggest thing. If you're not paying attention, I'm gonna take advantage of that.
Is it harder to steal now that they seem to be challenging a lot? People leaving, has that changed at all?
At first it was a little challenging because in travel ball you really are taught if the umpire's not looking at you, go. So I just had to change my cue. I used to start up here, and I start down here, and I've been on time. So it was hard at first, but we practiced, and like I said, we practiced and practiced. We had a whole base running practice, so that helped a lot too.
You didn't call for that yet?
Once, yeah.
Okay.
And that was when they first told me. So.
Okay.
And then just what do you feel like the biggest challenges are being on the road this weekend?
I feel like the biggest challenge is LSU's atmosphere. They're really loud. They have their fans are LSU fans to the T. So yeah, we have some good. Our 12th man's amazing, but I feel like LSU has a good atmosphere in all sports. So I feel like that's going to be the biggest thing. But I feel like we feed off of that too. So like Rylen said, I feel like we're going to thrive.